What's up, YouTube fam? Today we are making salmon and spinach hot pockets. So the first thing we're going to do is cut these in half because they are big and I don't want to make big hot pockets. So we're going to cut them right down the middle. The next thing I'm going to do is get the pizza crust and I'm going to open it and we're going to spread it out evenly. After we have it all spread out, we're going to leave it to the side and we're going to go start cooking our salmon. So the next thing we're going to do is go to our pan and get some butter and melt the butter in the pan. And then I'm going to add a little bit of ginger and then I'm going to add a little bit of garlic and we're going to let that simmer into the butter for a little bit. Once it's almost finished melting, I'm going to start putting in a few pieces of salmon. I'm not going to put all the pieces in at one time. I'm just going to cook 3 at a time because I have 6 altogether. So the first thing I'm going to add is a Red Lobster seafood seasoning. Then I'm going to add some paprika powder. Then I have some black pepper I'm going to spread over it. And the last thing I have is basil leaves. I'm going to season one side at a time and then I'm going to go ahead and flip them over and we're going to put some seasoning on the other side. The same seasonings we just put on the other side, we're going to add to this side. Once we have it starting to brown on both sides, you can add a little bit more butter if you like. So I'm spreading it all around on the top of it. After we flip them over and they look just about like this, then we can go ahead and start taking them out. I'm not going to fry them too much into this pan because they still have to go into the oven. So I don't want to cook them too much. So now I have the last 3 pieces of salmon and I'm going to add the same seasonings to both sides of them and then we're going to add a little bit more butter also. After we flip them over on the other side, we're adding the same seasonings to that side and let it cook a little bit more. After we let them cook on both sides evenly, we're going to go ahead and take them out. After we've taken all the salmon out, that same butter and them spices that we have in the pan, we're going to leave that in there. We're going to add a little bit more butter and we're going to add some frozen spinach. You can add fresh spinach if you want, but I had frozen spinach in my freezer. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of vegetable broth. I'm going to keep mixing it around into that butter and that broth. I'm not going to add any seasonings because that flavor from the salmon is still at the bottom of the pan along with the butter. So now that we have it all cooked up, we're going to set it to the side for a moment. So now back to the pizza dough. We're going to go ahead and cut these into 4 pieces. After we have them cut in fours, then I'm gonna melt some butter and spread it on here. I also added some garlic and some basil leaves to the butter, and we're gonna spread it on the inside. Now, when we got the butter all spread out, we're gonna start placing the salmon on each one. Next, I'm going to grab a little bit of mozzarella cheese and just put it on the top of the salmon. Add some spinach on top and fold them over. Then, when you have them folded over, we're going to cut 2 slits in the top of each one. Once that's done, we can put some of that garlicky butter on top and put them in the oven on 350. Take them out once they look golden and crispy, and I'm gonna cut it open for you guys so you can see the inside. Enjoy.